Theodore Roosevelt once said, "The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who at best, if he wins, knows the thrills of high achievement, and if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly."
I find that if you fill your day and your mind with productive things, the negative things are no space.
$744. That was the number of games that our next guest had played without missing a single game. Consecutive games. Can you imagine? 744 until in 2023 that streak was broken with no cause or reason from the person himself, but certain circumstances came to the fore, which we've always spoken about, that no matter how well prepared you are, no matter how well crafted your plans are in today's day and age, the disruption, adversity, unpredictability truly is what we live with on a day-to-day basis. And there is no more apt guest, very close friend, one of the players that I really cherished coaching, the Iron Man himself, Luis Alfred L.A. Tenorio. L.A., salamat. Thank you for agreeing to our invitation to guest in our podcast.
Ako nga dapat magpasalamat, Coach. It's an honor. So this is our first time na mag-usap one-on-one.
Correct.
For the longest time we've been together for how many years?
Yung na-draft ka sa San Miguel.
Ikaw yun.
Yes. That's why nga, we go back a long way, even before. Of course, we were already taking a look at LA since his college time, but we also share a special bond. One of our mentors, a very dear close friend of ours, Mr. Arben Santos, unfortunately just passed away recently. Hindi ko makuha mag-golf nung nawala si Arben, because, you know, he was a golf buddy of ours, but much more than LA. So he came to me, a big supporter of the Ateneo basketball program, and he said, "Pare, si LA is going to be available. He wants to be drafted. Or can you be in a position to draft him?" I was coaching San Miguel at the time, and we made some moves to get into a position, and we drafted number 4 in the first round, L.A. Tenorio. And then the rest
is history.
Is history. Until it came to an abrupt halt, like I said, in 2023, when L.A. was diagnosed with colon cancer. And so I guess the best person to talk about, and you know our format, we asked our guests for a brief background first, but everybody already knows LA's basketball background. So we're going to go straight into the meat of the discussion. LA, talk to us about that entire episode from the time you found out and to where you are today.
So actually, it was when I found out that I had cancer, tumor in my colon, was Feb 16. That was an Ash Wednesday. But before that, we were playing against the Bay Area Dragons, diba, in the finals. So the symptoms started during that time. So that was December, January. But the symptoms was not that alarming. Ano lang siya, parang it's a spotting of blood in the stool. But it's not consistently nandun. So minsan mawawala, minsan nandun. But during the time that I got injured, game 5 of the finals against the Bay Area Dragons, the groin injury, and supposedly hindi talaga pwedeng ilaro. So but I really tried and make sure that I can play.
Because of the streak.
Because of the streak also. And of course, it's finals. It's last 3 games supposedly, or last 2 games. So, we did everything, painkillers and everything, tape and everything. But every time I play through it, when I go to the bathroom, lumalabas yung symptoms. As in, dumadami na dumadami. Padami ng padami siya. But when I sit down and rest, that day, wala.
Nawawala.
So, but I'm the type of person kasi, so I decided after we won the championship, I waited pa for a week. Pero nawala siya.
And you played
You played
in those
until
games.
Game 7.
You played in those games. Yes, you did not miss a game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I played in the Game 7. We won the championship. And then after that, 1 week pa. So I rested. I did not do anything. So nawawala siya.
Okay.
No? So nawawala yung symptoms. But may times in the middle of the week na mayroong mga spotting. So I thought kung ano lang kinain ko or something na ininom ko kasi I was doing juicer before. So may beets, di ba?
Yes.
Di ba sa puli?
Mula.
Yan. So I thought ganon. So but the week after, meron na naman siya. And then I decided on my own, kasi I'm the type of person na whenever I feel something or whenever I see something in my body, ako mismo yung nagpapa-schedule sa doktor. So agad malaman ko ano meron. Diba? If I have an injury or if I have something, kaya ako may fever, o masakit ang ulo ko, I do MRI right away, I do ENT, everything. So I'm that type of person. So yun nga, the week after that, I decided to go to the doctor and I asked my parents na magpa-schedule sa doctor nila because they had a history of hemorrhoid.
Yes.
So doon ako nagpunta sa doctor nila, sa gastro nila, so in Med City. So anyway, so I went there and then I had the doctor checked me and then he told me maybe we should do the colonoscopy right away. So just to make sure, you know. So probably 4 days after, I had a schedule of colonoscopy. And hearing the stories about, colonoscopy is, after colonoscopy, punta ka lang ng recovery room. After that, pag okay na, uwi ka na.
Yeah.
Diba? It's an outpatient procedure. So it's, so I was hoping na during that time, so wala. I have no clue during that time na, I just want to check kung okay ako. So I went there, I went on my own.
No other symptoms.
So
walang pakiramdam.
Walang pakiramdam. I'm totally okay.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I came from, we were practicing already.
Okay.
So,
For the next
conference na. So, but that day, I didn't go to practice because I had scheduled colonoscopy. No? So I went to do my colonoscopy, and then I was with my parents. Cheska was in the office, my wife, because kahit siya feeling niya, wala lang. Wala lang yan, hemorrhoid lang yan. Hemorrhoid lang yan. So I went there with my parents, and then after that, so when I woke up, I was in the recovery room. And then I told the nurse, sabi ko, this is specifically the story, no, na sabi ko sa nurse, Kuya, I'm okay. I'm awake already. Can I change and go home?
Uwi ka na.
Yun na ako. And then he told me, wait lang, the doctor yata, sabi niya, Idol, the doctor yata wants to talk to you. Sabi, okay, sige, pero you can change here. So when I was about to go to the changing room, here comes my wife coming. So my wife's coming. Sabi ko, so syempre, medyo baga pa. Sabi ko, agawa mo dito. Di ba, you're in the office? So wala. So I went to the changing room. I changed. And then here comes the doctor. Sabi niya, dinala ako sa room. So, in the movie, siyempre, pero again, bangag pa because of the...
Di mo pa na-realize.
Di pa na-realize.
Dinala ka sa office niya or sa...
May isang room na the usual sa movie, di ba, dinadala sa isang room na gano'n. Parang confession room or something like that. So, I went there.
Consultation
room nila. But within that department din. So, I went there, and then my parents and my wife, nakita ko na sila, parang at least yung nila, yung
basa mo na yung body.
Basa ko na, unti-unti medyo kita ko na. So the doctor sat down, and then ako, umpo din ako, and then, hindi niya masabi at first na, sabi ko, Doc, so how's my colonoscopy, kamusta, ganyan. Sabi niya, parang hindi nila masabi, para sila tumahimik. Sabi ko, I think there's something wrong, di ba? So, eventually, the doctor said that we saw something in your colon. Sabi niya sa akin na yun nga, it's a tumor, it's about 3 centimeter already. So ako, in my mind, sabi ko, so Doc, so tanggalin lang natin yun. Ganun lang yung inisip ko. So, may procedure akong kailangan gawin. Para but we have to do biopsy.
Yes.
Biopsy. Kasi hindi ko alam ang protocol sa gano'n. Kasi first time ko, bata ako, hindi naman ako nagko-colonoscopy regularly. So, okay, so you did the biopsy already, Doc. Sabi niya, okay. So, okay pa ako, as in, hindi ko pa rin na-absorb. But I can see my parents and my wife, they are really
worried.
Medyo sabi ko, Doc,
Emotional na siya.
Emotional na eh. Sabi ko, ano talagang problema? Anong meron, Doc? So sabi niya, it doesn't look good. Sabi niya.
So na-biopsy na nung kausap ko?
Kasi during the coach, during the colonoscopy, doon nila biopsy. And then the result will be 5 working days.
Okay.
So sabi ko, what do you mean it doesn't look good? Sabi ko, Doc, I'm sure this is not your first time na makakita ng ganun, 'di ba? Anong meron? Sabi nila, it looks cancerous. So ako hindi ko pa rin na-absorb. Na parang, kasi ang nasa isip ko pa by the time, if I remember correctly, is pwede naman tanggalin. Diba? Pwede naman tanggalin, o pero tanggalin na kaagad para mawala. So, yun. So they did the biopsy, and then he required me to do the CT scan and MRI right away. So, yun nga. Noon, tapos umuwi na kami. And then my wife started crying na in the car nung ihatid ko siya sa office, and he had a meeting with the boss. She had a meeting with the boss.
Okay.
So, umiyak na siya. Sabi ko, relax ka lang. Sabi ko, wala pa naman eh. Sabi ko, wala pa yung result, everything. Antay muna natin yung result. So, ganun pa ako. Hindi ko pa na-absorb.
So apparently, habang nasa recovery room ka, tinawagan na ng
doctor.
Yung parents mo, yung mom. So, sinabi niya kay Cheska.
Yeah, sinabi. So, yun. So, sabi niya sa akin, ano ka ba? Sinabi na nga na, parang 90% eh. 90% eh. So ako, hindi ko pa rin na, So, nung hinatid ko siya sa office, the first person that I called was, and told about it, was Boss Al. So when I went to the office, Al Francis Chua. Yes. So I went to the office, sinamahan ako ni Cheska my wife, sinamahan ako sa office ni Boss Al. And si Boss Al, alam niya na nag-colonoscopy ako. It was 12 o'clock already. So nagla-lunch sila when I went up to the department na nandun si Boss Al. So nagla-lunch sila. Tinawag ko siya, sabi ko, Boss, pwede ba kita makausap? Sabi, di ba galing ang colonoscopy? Uwi ka na. Sabi sa akin, Boss, bakit ka pa nandito? May hilo ka dyan. Gumanon pa siya. Sabi ko, Boss, usap lang tayo. So, nung pumunta kami sa room niya, yun, sinabi ko sa kanya, sin-explain ni Cheska, and then of course, Cheska cried again. Tapos sabi ni Boss, parang, kahit si Boss natahimik siya na, nagulat siya. He was teary-eyed also, na parang, and then, right away, we made the solution. Kung ano mga dapat gawin. So, you have to do the CT scan and MRI. Schedule mo na kaagad ngayon. Hanap tayo ng mga kakilala para makita na kaagad. Kasi the reason why we had an MRI and CT scan is para makita kung may spread.
Yes.
Kasi sa biopsy, makikita lang naman is kung cancerous yung cell.
Yes.
So,
benign or malignant.
Benign or malignant.
Yeah.
So what I did, Coach, yun na, ginawa ko na, MRI, CT scan, that night, nagawa ko pareho.
So that night. Okay.
That night. The next day, nag-practice na ako. Nag-practice pa ako, and then the doctor told me na 3 to 5 days yung result.
Yep.
So that was Wednesday.
Okay.
Kasi Ash Wednesday nga siya. So Thursday, nag-practice ako. And then Friday, nag-practice ulit ako. And then, nakuha na niya yung result. So when I was practicing, tumatawag yung doktor. So nakita ko sa ano ko,
Reflex.
sa relo ko, sa watch ko na tumatawag sa. So sabi ko kay coach, sabi ko I'll just have, I just need to answer the call. And then tumawag si Doc. Sabi ko, Doc, so is it good news or bad news? Ginanong ko na. Sabi ni Doc, as expected, it's malignant. So it's cancer, ganyan. So doon ko na na-absorb pa lang na this is it. Parang ito na. And then, coach, nung tumawag siya sa akin, sinabi ko pa kay Doc, I'll call you back, tapusin ko lang yung practice. So nag-practice pa ako. We had a game na nung Wednesday nun eh. Mag-opening na. So may game na kami nung Wednesday nun. So wala akong pinagsasabihan sa ibang team. Wala akong sinabihan except Boss Al kasi ayoko na malaman, kumalat, everything. So nag-practice ako, tinapos ko yung practice, and then tinawagan ko si Boss Al. Sabi ko, Boss, it's malignant for Nadia. Tapos yun, and then sabi niya sa akin, sige, kausapin ko si RSA, tingnan natin kung anong pwede natin gawin, Boss RSA. Sige, okay. Saturday, nag-practice ulit ako. Practice pa ako, sabi ko, nung pag-uwi ko, kasi syempre mabigat na, di ba? Pero ako, sabi ko, ang nasa isip ko pa rin is, kayang natanggal eh. Ganon. But, nakikita ko na mabigat kasi unti-unti, it's because, syempre, the moment na marinig, maisip ko kasi yung word na cancer, the big C, it's...
so yun ang tanong ko, ano yung initial reaction mo nung sinabi ni Doc, as expected, it's malignant?
Actually, Coach, to be honest, hindi ko pa na-absorb, kaya natapos ko pa ang practice. So, kumbaga yung practice ng basketball, yun yung nagpa sa akin ng siguro yung idea of cancer. So yun na nag-save sa akin na hindi ko muna isipin.
Okay.
Yung practice na yun. So then after practice, pag-uwi ko, yun na, doon ko na
It's where it all
medyo medyo nandun na yung fear.
Yeah.
Nandun na yung syempre yung fear yung number one. Number two is you're looking at the future right away.
Yep.
Kung ano yung mangyayari, ano bang pwede mangyari sa akin. So, tinawagan ko si Doc, sabi ko kay Doc, to be honest, actually, tinanong ko na coach kung anong mangyayari sa akin, kung anong pwede mangyari sa akin. For me to plan.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi ako, ang naisip ko na after noon, parang, siyempre, with my faith in God, no, parang, yun na yun eh. Kumbaga naisip ko na kung ano ang mangyayari sa akin, kailangan ko nang planuin. Kumbaga,
whatever His will.
Yeah. Yun yung naisip ko that time. And then, I-practice ako ng Saturday. And then, Boss Al called me during practice. Sabi niya sa akin, after practice, tumakbo ko agad sa bahay. Meron tayong kakausapin for second opinion. So, that was Saturday. And then, when I went there, sa lunch, sa bahay ni Boss Al, nandoon si Boss Bobby Rosales of Terra. Kasi he had an history also of lung cancer when he was 50s. No? And yun nga, binigyan niya ako ng idea na, but before that, I was really dead set already. Nakapagplano na ako kung sino yung mga doctors na gagawa sa akin the week after, kung sino na titingin sa on-call, yung lahat, everything na plano na. And then, when I went to that lunch, nabigyan ako ng idea na yun, try ko raw sa Singapore. Yeah. Just to have the second opinion.
Based on the experience of Mr. Rosales.
Based on the experience of Boss Bobby Rosales. So, he contacted the doctor right away. He texted the doctor right there and there. So, the doctor answered right away. No, answer right away. Kasi naging close na rin pala sila. Yeah. Kasi back and forth. Yeah. Tell him to see me Tuesday.
Sa Singapore.
Tuesday. That was Saturday. Okay, Tuesday. Okay, so book kami ng flight and everything. So book. Pero tinanong ko pa, sinabi ko pa kay Boss, laro muna ako ng Wednesday. Sabi.
Yung strict mo kasi.
Laro muna ako ng Wednesday. Baka pwedeng Thursday na lang ako pumunta. So, sabi sa akin ni Boss Bobby tsaka ni Boss Hans, pumunta ka na. Tigilan mo na yan.
Hindi mo na sinama yung muro niya.
Hindi na sinama yung, alam mo na yun. pumunta ka na, tingnan mo na kagad ko ano sasabihin, and then tapos pinag-usapan na namin ko ano yung, kasi sabi namin ng wife ko, sabi namin as much as possible, wag muna natin ilabas.
Yes.
Kasi ayaw ko nung pag-usapan, anything. So, sa amin muna. So, yun, kaya nagkaroon ng idea when I went to Singapore Wednesday, the first time I missed the game. Pinagsinungaling ko pa si Coach Tim. Sinungaling pa namin si Coach Tim na sabihin mo, because of the groin injury, it turned out to be hernia. Hernia. So, kaya kailangan ko mag-miss ng game. So, everyone was looking for me. Everyone was calling me. Nasa Singapore na ako.
Yes.
Monday pa lang.
Okay.
Monday pa lang, tumakbo na kami ng Singapore. I did my blood test na kagad ako and everything. So, true enough, when Tuesday came, when I went to Singapore, the good thing about siguro nung nalaman ko sa Singapore, sinabi nila sa akin yung chances. Very specific sila sa chances. Everything, lahat ng plano, ito yung plano namin, ito. So, nakalatag. So, after that, nung nakita ko kasi yun, parang mas naging kampante ako na siguro dito na lang. So, from there, hindi na ako umuwi ng 3 days. So, we did everything. Straight to PET scan, everything. And then 3 days after, I went back home just to get my things. And then, Wednesday or Thursday, the week after.
Next week.
Operation na. And so, I stayed basically in Singapore for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, yun na. And then, the plan, the chemotherapy and everything. You know, the funny thing is, when I was talking to the surgeon, the surgeon was very specific sa percentage na anong pwedeng mangyari
Talaga.
during the operation and after operation. And galing lahat nangyari. So, lahat ng
percentage, like for example,
ito yung funny thing, may percentage na, yun nga, na pwedeng pagkatanggal ng colon mo, pwedeng may makita sila na nag-spread na, so we need to magkaroon ng
yes, another action yun.
Another iba, may mga ganon. Ito yung pinakaisa, yung may percentage also na may matamaan na nerve, hindi na tumigas. Sabi, sa lahat, ito wala, para lang medyo mayroon tayo sa lahat ng mga sinabi niya sa akin percentage na, so ganito, magkakaroon ka ng colostomy ba, tapos merong pag nakitang kumalat, we have to do the biopsy. Sa lahat ng mga sinabi niya ngayon, natandaan ko.
Yun lang ang naalala mo.
If I'm not mistaken, parang sinasabi niya, parang there is parang 6% or 7% chance of ganon.
Yun lang ang naalala
ko. So lahat sinabi, nakaplanong ganon. Sabi ko, after nung plinano, so are we okay? Sabi nga ni Doc, yung Singaporean doctor, so are we okay? Sabi ko sa kanya, Doc, make sure the 7%
doesn't happen.
Tawa siya ng tawa. Pati yung si asawa ko, tawa na yun ng tawa. So until mag-operation na, preparation and everything. So went to the operating room, nakahiga na ako, everything. So sabi sa akin ng doktor ko, 2 days after yun, after my check-up, 2 days after. So papunta na ako ng operating room, nakahiga na ako. Sabi niya, are you okay? Relax, ha? I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. Whatever happens, it's God's will. Excuse me. So, nung bago kayo pumasok, ginanong ko yung doktor, nakahiga ako, Doc, remember the 7%. So, sabi niya sa akin, don't worry about it. So, you know, and then after that, the operation happened after. So, when I was about to go out, the good thing about also is, dun sa operating ng mga Pilipino rin nag-asikaso sa akin. Okay. So, kaya tuntawa rin ako, sila rin nag-asikaso sa akin. So, nung paglabas ko na ng operating room, paglabas sa operating room, tuntawa, nakita ko na yung smile ng doctor sa akin. So, kahit medyo na ako, na sa everything successful. The 7%, we did it. So, hindi ako makatawa kasi medyo, tapos tawa lang ng tawa yung wife ko. So, yun, I spent 1 week in the hospital. And then, yun, after that, I went back to my oncologist to prepare for the chemotherapy sessions which happened every 2 weeks.
So after the surgery, there was a plan for continuing yung chemotherapy and all that.
Everything. So it's
Ilang sessions yun?
12 sessions. So that
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, so 6 months. No, so that's April to September. September, October, parang ganun. So yun yung naging routine ko.
Yes.
So, for the...
Pero nakapag-golf pa tayo. Meron ka pa.
Meron naman, di ba? Hindi nga ako makapuwersa kasi dahil nga baka matanggal.
So those who don't know, we are also golf buddies with LA and again with Mr. Arben Santos and with Janjo. And so one of our games, naglalaro kami, he had that
may bag ako dito.
yung bag right here. And so sinilip ko pa, tinaas niya yung shirt, pinakita niya sa akin. Can you imagine, pumapalo si LA ng golf, meron siyang bag dito at record nakahabit dyan. But, you know.
Ilang beses din tayo naglaro nun.
Yes, because, so ano yun, you find in partaking of those activities, nakakatulong sa'yo, it takes your mind off things.
Yes. Yes. Actually, yung golf, yung talagang, kasi during my treatment, sinet ko na yung mind ko na hindi ako pwede mag-basketball.
Yes.
So it was really hard for me after playing so many years. After
That's your life.
That's exactly life, coach. So pero sinet ko na yung mind ko na hindi ko na muna magagawa to. But I have a goal. I have actually may fear din ako na baka hindi na ako makabalik. Kasi sinabi rin kasi ng doctor na, of course, hindi naman sasabihin ng doctor na after the 12 session, you'll be okay. Diba? Hindi na nila sasabihin yun. Kasi parang coaching na total wreck ka, tapos sasabihin 100% ka ulit. Diba? Hindi naman ganun yun. Diba? So sinet ko na yung mind ko na I'll do something na it will really, at least mawala yung sa akin. And it was golf who really saved, hindi ko naman sinasabing save my life, no? But really saved my mind na out of na basketball. Actually, coach, hindi talaga. Minsan lang ako pumunta ng practice kasi talagang,
masakit hindi mo magawa kasi, di ba? Yeah, I know the feeling.
Pag nanonood ka na feeling mo,
hindi ka makatulog, stress ka, parang.
So, yes, malaking bagay for the team na nakikita nila ako doon, but
you had your own struggle.
I have my own struggle also, coach. Tsaka nakikita nila kung gaano payat ako. Diba? Ayoko makita nila, minsan naingitim na yung, may time lang, but hindi siya yung, thank God, yung effect sa akin ng chemo was that, parang hindi talaga ganun kalala. But still, nakita nyo naman, dati, payat na, ikaw, diba, nakikita nyo. Diba? So, yun, it really helped me a lot. Siyempre sa golf course, matagal. Diba? Almost until lunch. And then,
tsaka yung masarap sa golf, yung kwentuhan.
Diba? So, malaking talaga, na malaking factor sa akin yung nangyari ng golf. And sinet ko yung mind ko na I have a goal that I will come back. But yung goal na yun, I'll do it step by step. So, ganun yung ginawa kong goal. And then, and then by the time na I was in my 10th session, medyo nabawasan na yung yung dosage nung drip ko. The nurse told me. So they said I'm responding really well dun sa chemo session. So actually, funny thing, it's a chemo room. Lahat sila, coach, matatanda ako ulit pa. Sabi siguro ng mga matatanda, ginagawa ng batang to dito. Tapos kumakain lang sila while doing the chemo. So ako din, parang natatakot kasi ako kumain kasi baka magsuka, diba? There's a tendency na sa chemo. Pero hindi naman. So true enough, hindi naman siya ganun kalala sa akin. So maybe because my body was ready for that.
Yes.
Because of, your
lifelong dedication to fitness.
So yun, nag-respond well during the 10th session. And then from there, parang inunti-unti ko na bumalik, nag-workout na ako, konting cardio na ako noon. And then 11 and then 12 session. Then the 12 session, after the 12 session, I had my PET scan 2 weeks after. And then after that PET scan, sinabi na I'm totally okay already. Then that
Yun
That time, I decided I'll go back this time. So December.
Okay.
That actually the moment na nakabalik ako and yung 2 weeks after yung PET scan, that was the time that we went to Asian Games.
Asian Games. Okay.
Coach ako, assistant ko, I was part of the coaching staff. And then, yun, minsan nakikisabay na ako sa kanila sa practice, sa shooting, para unti-unti. It was really a struggle. Hirap talaga. As in, yung pinagdaan. And then, nag-set ako.
Kasi mahirap yung conditioning part or there was a part of your body that...
Pareho, coach.
Okay.
It was both conditioning part and yung katawan mo na parang ayaw gumalaw kasi nga because
tagal na bakante
ka. Iba naman kasi yung muscle sa golf eh.
Yes.
Diba? So, yun. Tas nahilo ko kasi dahil sa basketball. Diba? So, yun. And then, nunti ko lang. Struggle. Ang mindset ko lang nun, coach, kung yung 6 months nga, nakayanan ko eh. Ito ba? So, ako may set ako na December, babalik ako. This game, babalik ako. December 3. Tapos December 3. So, from September to December, sinet ko yung mind ko. And the trainer, kinausap ko, may nutritionist, may doctor. So, kinausap ko na babalik ako. So, yun. Yun lang yung mindset ko throughout the process.
So everybody now knows that, he's here through God's grace, great stroke of fortune, and of course, great medical help. LA is completely healed, and he's here to tell us the story. So throughout that, LA, nung nangyayari yun, what got you through it? What got you through it?
To be honest, coach, I never during the process, no? During the process of, nakikimo na ako and everything. Or actually before pa the operation. To be honest, I was ready. Whatever happened.
As in, if it was
kung hindi maging
if it was the worst
thing.
Bakit mo nasabi?
Kasi hindi siguro. It was really my faith.
My faith in God.
I have a deep faith. Growing up, yun lang yung pasasalamat ko rin talaga sa parents ko na tinuruan talaga na. Well, you know naman my story. Going back, it was really, I went to Manila to play basketball. No. Actually, the reason why I went to Manila is because my grandfather, gusto niya magkaroon ng apo na pare, priest. So, I was the one. So, I served the church for longest time until I went, until high school. I was serving the church and sacristan ako. Natigil lang. So, I went, going back lang para lang may history. So
that we can appreciate
yung
the depth of your faith.
Yeah. So, kami from Nasugbu kasi kami, lahat kami magpipinsan, doon kami nag-start mag-basketball. So that's why I went, my parents tried, doon ako sa Catholic school which is Don Bosco Makati. So I serve also during the masses in Don Bosco Makati, I serve, and then supposedly, magpapari talaga ako, papasok ako ng konbento. But yun nga, nakapag-try ako mag-basketball when I was grade 3. Yun na.
Yes.
From there until high school ako, before mag-college, nagsaserve pa rin ako sa church na church namin sa community. And so, I have a devotee ako ng mga churches. So
that's why sinabi mo, whatever happens,
you're
kasi ready.
Everyday nagdadasal ako na parati ko sinasabi na it's not my will but yours. Diba? Yun naman yung lang. Kasi sa totoo na naman, coach, yung buhay naman natin dito is just parang hiram lang din talaga, diba? That's why dun ko siya naisip. But of course, on the back of my mind or also in my mind, nagdadasal ako na kung talagang bibigyan niyo ako ng chance, sana bigyan niyo ako ng chance kasi maliliit pa yung mga anak ko.
Yes.
So every time I pray, maliliit pa yung mga anak ko, sana mapagbigyan mo pa rin ako.
So your deep faith and also your children. Siyempre, your family.
My family, yes. I wanted to
You wanted to
I want for
overcome it para
Yes.
for you.
Throughout the journey, yun yung mindset ko. It's not basketball, it's not my friends, it's really my kids and my wife, my family.
Yes.
So doon mo talaga makikita, coach, yung throughout the process na it's really important talaga yung support system.
Yeah.
Well, sa akin, sa nangyari sa akin, of course, may iba-iba rin naman situation. Hindi ko rin naman pwedeng sabihin na lahat pare-pareho yung situation.
Sa'yo, yeah.
Sa akin, it's completely different from other cases na meron din, di ba? But, napakalaking bagay talaga number one is yung faith mo.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not talking about faith in God only. Faith in your family, faith in your children, faith in your wife, faith in your friends, everything. Diba? So, napakalaking importante nun. Kasi, from there, dun ka uhugot ng lakas mo eh.
Yes.
Once na maisip mo yun, kasi ang biggest opponent mo, ang biggest rival mo, while having that big C is really your mind. Yes. Sarili mo.
Yeah. Kwento mo sa akin, di ba, nag-golf tayo, na sinabi mo, grabe ang importansya ng positive outlook. Positive ba sinabi mo sa akin?
Yes.
Yeah, so, anong talk about?
So, positivity, napakalaking bagay na parang gusto mo na lang lahat na nangyayari ay positive. Lahat na appreciate mo. Wala ka nang kumbaga sa akin, wala ka nang panahon para magreklamo pa. Okay. Wala ka nang panahon para mainggit.
So hindi kayong why me, Lord?
No, never.
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 So, never.
I never questioned. Once I found out I had my sickness, I never questioned. That I'm really proud of to say, na kasi our tendency is really, bakit ako? Meron naman ibang mga tao mas masasamang ugali sa akin. Diba?
So, never. So, yun ang sinasabi mo na in your experience, talagang ang kalaban mo when you go through this, aside from the disease itself, is a negative
na no
mindset. Ikaw hindi.
Ako talaga, hindi ko question. I focus on myself. I focus on the things that really...
And then the plan.
Solution and plan. And then the people that you're with you during those times, the support system, yun talagang focus.
So, if you will boil it down, what got you through the episode was, number one, your deep faith, number two, your support system, and then number three, that positive mindset. Okay.
Positive mindset and positive energy all the time. Yun yung, sa akin, yung tatlong yun.
Yeah.
Na natumbok mo, coach, yun yung talagang nag-focus ako sa sarili ko. And, coach, sa totoo lang, to be honest, di ba pag may sakit tayo, parang hirap na hirap tayo matulog kasi sobrang bother tayo.
Siyempre.
Di ba? Na-bother tayo na...
Tsaka yung stress.
Di ba? May ubos anxiety, di ba? Ako, sobrang pasasalamat ko sa Diyos na talagang nakakatulog ako. That was kaya ngayon, natutunan ko na yung routine na yun. Kaya nakapag-golf ako na umaga, 5:30 a.m. Gisingin mo ako.
Sabi ko ba't sili ngayon sa umaga? Lalaro.
Kasi natutunan ko na makatulog na maaga and then gumising na maaga. The right way of living
life. And that's sobrang nakakagulat yun eh. Kasi if there was someone na dapat nga yung utak mo was but you found a way, parang peaceful ka, di ba? Kasi because of that nga, kasi yung...
Pero coach siyempre, nakakatulog ako na maayos. Mm-hmm. Yes. But before sleeping, doon papasok.
Siyempre,
Example lang, nakahiga ang wife ko sa tabi ko, o minsan papasok yung mga anak ko, mag-good night, yung iba, minsan matutulog sa tabi namin. May times na talagang yun yung struggle. Kasi babalik sa isip mo, what if?
Yes.
What if next month? What if ganito, ganyan?
So, what you're saying is, hindi pa rin naiwasan na pumapasok yung mga negative thinking and negative thoughts, but you don't allow it na
Yes,
magtakaan
inaarang
or
ko.
hindi mo
Alam mo, coach, siguro
dapat take over.
hindi, hindi ako nagpapa-take over.
Okay.
Kasi siguro, coach, malaking bagay din yung mental toughness na tinuturo sa atin sa basketball.
From sports,
From
yes.
sports, no? Not really for basketball itself, but sa sports na kung saan tayo. Siguro na ready talaga ako noon for the past, 18 years of playing that's in the pro. Siguro, most of my life na mental toughness, siguro yun
Yung talo ka na, wala ka ng pag-asa, pero hindi.
meron pa rin.
Lalaban pa rin tayo. Oo, di ba?
Yun yung ginawa ko talaga throughout the process. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I mean,
easy.
The wars that we have got, and this is nothing compared to cancer, but I think maybe nakatulong yun because 2012 Jones Cup tayo, we played the US team, napakalakas, our first sabak natin overseas, and we beat the US team for our first Jones Cup, and the winning shot. LA, can you imagine the kind of not only physical strength but mental toughness needed in those times?
We played 7 straight days.
Yes, parang di ba? In tuloy-tuloy, walang break.
Beses na tayo nag-break.
Yeah. And then 2013 FIBA Asia, we needed a win to get to the World Cup to beat Korea. Na-injure si Marcus, kaisa-isa nating big man injured. We played 2 quarters without our best big guy, and still we found a way to win, and it takes an incredible amount of mental toughness to block out all the negatives na hindi na kayo dapat manalo.
Yes.
Dapat talo na kayo kasi wala na kayong and then na-injure pa si Jason, diba? Last 2 minutes na wala pa, pero for all intents and purposes, dapat talo na. But just the mental toughness to say, no, we will find a way. And you're saying that nakatulong yan.
Laking tulong. Actually, Coach, all that you mentioned, it's all about, the tournament itself, di ba? But the preparation,
Mas lalo pa yun.
mas lalo. Kasi yun nga
2 a day, plus weights, 3 times
travel,
travel natin.
laro ka sa gabi, practice ka sa umaga, laro ka sa hapon. So, for me, the game, yes, automatic, the mental toughness should be there. But I think the
But that was
preparation,
built through the product.
yes, Lithuania natin, New Zealand, lahat yan.
Grabe yun.
So ako, if I talk about really mental toughness, I always talk about that. The journey of, me as a professional, including the national team, which we started after the suspension. Right? Diba? So, which we started. So, I think that really prepared me, mentally. But of course, growing up also, there's also spiritually na prepare din ako. So, siguro, sabi nga ng mami ko, siguro kinalabit ka lang talaga na magpahinga ka naman. Kasi the last time that I really stopped playing basketball was back in 2002 when I got injured in my finger when we won the championship. Pero na-injure ako nung eliminations. Pero yung Final Four nakabalik na. So, yung 744 games na yun, sa PBA lang yun eh. Yung Gilas pa, hindi mas may Gilas pa. Hindi naman
Jones Cup, yan, FIBA Asia, World Cup.
I'm proud to say also that I don't really miss practice.
Yeah.
Even Coach Chot will say na hindi talaga ako miss ng practice as much as
And more than that, when we were putting the Gilas team together, there were some teams that, because the PBA tournament was ongoing, medyo hesitant na magpahiram ng player sila. But si LA actually said, no, I will play regardless of what my team says. Maglalaro ako for the national team. And I remember that.
Kaya ako na-trade from Alaska to Ginebra.
Kaya siya na-trade. Yes, correct. Exactly.
Stankovic Cup the next after Jones Cup sa Japan.
Yeah, Japan.
So they won't allow me to join the national team. Sabi ko, I cannot naman. Parang after nung nangyari sa Jones Cup, tapos bigla akong hindi sasama. So pagbalik ko after Stankovic, nalipat na ako ng Ginebra.
And you insisted na part ng contract mo is hindi ka pipigilan sa
national. That's why every national team I was there. So, it really parang helped me. No? Actually, it really helped me. No, that's why during that process, I was really, believe niya yung mga kaibigan ko sa akin is talaga, parang
Iron Man, real life.
Parang may cancer ka, parang basta I remember vividly that I told my friends also, my family, my friends, that yes, I have this disease or cancer, pero ang ayaw ko is yung kakaawaan niyo ko. Ayaw ko na pag-uusapan natin na may cancer ka, ano ka.
Maski sa golf, walang plus.
Walang plus. Pag talo, bayad. Kasi ayoko kasi once pagkaawaan niyo ko, mas lalong papasok sa atin. Mas kakaawaan ko sarili ko. So, yun yung talaga
That's a good point, yeah.
Diba? So, hindi ko and sila, labas tayo. Sige, gumigimik pa nga ako
lahat. Kaya sabi ko.
Pag labas ako, may birthday party, labas ako, kasama ako ng mga kaibigan ko, pero may curfew lang ako sa kanila. 11 o'clock, uwi ka na. So, tapos, require minsan, naka-mask kasi hindi ako pwede magkasakit. So, yun. So, yun. And actually, just to add lang to that journey, in the middle of that journey, July, my birthday week, July 9, 2023, last year. So sa 2 weeks na in the middle of that session, we went to Lourdes. Nag-Lourdes kami ng wife ko. So I really insisted to go. It was really, kwento ko, Coach, kung gaano ka, para lang may idea. So, morning of my treatment, kasi an hour and a half lang na may treatment, drip. And then after that, went back to the hotel.
Yeah, for those who don't know, ikwento mo yung treatment is just drip.
Yeah, yung routine ko kasi is Sunday, go to Singapore, Monday, do the blood test, and then Tuesday morning, go to the doctor and check all the blood test. And then after that, go straight to the chemo room, and then an hour and a half to 2 hours, yun yung drip chemo.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll go back to the hotel, I'll rest, and then kung kaya mag-dinner with friends na mga sumasama sa akin na iba't iba.
Magsha-shopping pa siya kasi dadaanan niya
niya lahat yung mall.
Dadaanan niya yung mall papunta from the hotel to the hospital.
Tsaka isa pa yun yung during that journey also, alam mo yung feeling na you want to satisfy yourself all the time.
Yes.
I want to buy this. Bili ako yan. I want to buy this. Gusto ko yung relo na yan. Bili ko yan.
Ilang punta nga niya, gusto ko sumama kasi ang dami lang binibili golf pattern, yung bagong pattern. Sabi ko, hindi ako makasama-sama dahil training ng gilas and all that. So, sabi ko, pagbalik nila ni Sancho, may bago na naman. May bago na naman.
So, really, yun yung satisfaction na nakuha. But, yun yung routine ko. And then, July, my birthday week, morning of my treatment, umuwi ako ng hotel, went back to the hotel. Our flight was 11 p.m. Straight flight ako.
Singapore to
Toulouse. Singapore, Paris, Toulouse. So it was a 26 hours flight, no? And then pagdating namin ng Lourdes, it was morning. So pag check-in namin ng hotel na malapit lang sa Lourdes, I went to the church right away, did everything, the procession, the rosary and everything. Pagbalik ng hotel, it was already, si Cheska nga sinasabi, magto 24 hours na tayong gising. Ginawa ko. Then you know what? Hindi ako napagod. The next day, I did it again. I went and everything. Hindi ako napagod. So from there, it was really, for me, what I did in that Lourdes, and talagang babalikan ko yun. I went there, and then after that, feeling ko, I felt like I'm okay already. No? So, yun yung lang, just to have that context lang of my deep faith, no? Na meron ako. No? From there pa lang, July pa lang yon, I know that I'm gonna be okay. I know I'm gonna be okay. At sinabi ko yun sa parents ko, napaiyak na yung parents ko, yung wife ko, napaiyak na yung sinasabi nila na okay ako. Babalik na ako, sabi ko ganun sa after this. So after that, we went to Italy, nag-shopping. Siya naman yun. Sa wife naman yun. Satisfactory yung wife.
Cheska time yun. Pero naalala ko yun kasi sinabi sa akin ni Arvin yun at that point, okay si LA, you'll be okay. Sabi ko, talaga? You'll be okay. Kasi kaka-start mo pa lang halos nung treatment nun, di ba? Pasang gitna pa lang.
Sa gitna pa lang.
But sabi niya, you'll be okay.
Kasi binabalitaan ko siya, sabi, kinikwentuhan ko siya na kung ano yung nangyayari sa amin. So, yun yung talagang I think the story.
So spiritual and then the mental toughness na siguro pinagugutan mo rin yung spiritual strength mo to get to deliver the man. But you undoubtedly you're also physically fit. Kaya nakayanan ng katawan mo yung So one of the advocacies kasi ng podcast really is your fitness routine. We're always saying, hindi lang for the athletes, even for executives, either for business owners, how important it is na yung fitness routine mo has to be part of your daily routine. Yung leadership framework ko kasi, the core of great leadership, you have to be fit. How can you lead if you're always if you're always on sick pay, di ba? Paano maano? So ikwento mo lang what is a typical day for you now post recovery na galing kang practice, di ba? And nag-workout ka. So what is your daily
So now my daily routine is simulan natin ng gabi. Really sleep is the most important thing. Okay. Sleep talaga. Not all the time na makatulog ka lang okay na. It's really deep sleep.
The quality of
the sleep, no? So yun yung important.
So anong tinatarget mo every
Ako
day?
tinatarget ko ngayon is 7
At
hours.
least 7 hours. Good quality sleep.
Good quality sleep.
Okay.
Na I always make sure that 11 o'clock nasa kama na ako.
Okay.
So mga 11, syempre paikot-ikot ka pa, with your phone.
Anong term nila doon? 8 hours in bed, 7 hours asleep.
7 hours.
Yes,
Yeah.
pero at least 11 nakahiga ka na.
Yes. Tapos ang target ko is 7 hours, pero ang target ko talaga sa tulog natin, doon ko na-realize na yung buong 7 hours na yun, hindi ng deep sleep mo eh.
Yes, hindi naman.
So, ang target ko is an hour 30 minutes na deep sleep, okay na ako doon.
Okay.
Kasi yung regular person
Yes.
na sobrang active and everything, mga 30 minutes lang yan.
Yeah.
Kala nyo nakahiga kayo, natutulog kayo, pero really the deep sleep,
And that's the value of
This is the value of this
Aura or the
Aura,
Well-Known in the apps that we are. Yeah.
dito mo makikita yun.
Tama, yung deep sleep.
Oo.
Yes.
So, doon ko na, kaya ko
And anong oras mo, natatrack mo, di ba, kung anong oras ka nagkaka-deep sleep? So,
deep sleep.
mga anong oras pumapasok kayo?
Pasok ng deep sleep ko, mga nasa 2 hours after.
So, mga
2 hours nakabili.
1, 2. Yes. That, I think that's very important because normally, alam mo na hindi good quality sleep when your deep sleep comes mga 4:30
Wala na.
5 na.
Wala na.
That's too
Kasi
late.
4,
So, gusto mo yan.
mga bandang 4 to 5 na, medyo pagising ka na.
Yes, kaya
medyo,
nga. So, hindi na yan.
Hindi na yan.
Yeah, so, but a lot of people, dun pa lang nakukuha yung deep sleep. So,
Kaya yun yung,
Yes.
so yun yung target ko. And then when I wake up in the morning, well, I drink water right away.
yes.
Warm water, hydrate, warm water. That's my first routine talaga. Drink water right away. And then yun, and then go to practice na ako. Siguro an hour before practice andun na ako. I do my routine, my
Stretching,
shooting,
everything, yeah.
Mobility.
Mobility.
Mobility is important also. I think not only as a basketball player or as an athlete, but on a regular basis. Like now, my wife, pinapabahan ko siya ng bands sa office.
Ako, I stretch twice a day. Yeah.
Kasi not necessarily
Not
athlete
for
lang,
sports,
not
di ba?
for sports. It's really the
daily life.
Daily life. Kasi baga buhayin, 'di ba? Yung buhayin yung mga kasukasuan, 'di ba?
Tama
So
ka dun, yeah.
yun yung and then
So, after practice.
after practice, kasi I have a choice also. If I wake up early, minsan before practice ako. So, nag-start ako ng 8.
Okay.
Kasi ang practice namin 10 o minsan 11 kami nagsa-start na eh. So, weights ako ng morning or sometimes, ito na, nangyari ito kasi nag-10 to 1 kami. So, nag-workout ako after.
Yes.
After workout ako. And then, yun. But in the middle of that, I drink a lot of water.
Yes.
I drink a lot of water, no? So, and then, I think proper diet also.
Any restrictions sa diet mo?
Well,
yeah.
Nutrition-wise, coach, kasi 10 years ago, I stopped as much as I can. I stopped eating pork and beef already because of my cholesterol and my uric.
Okay.
Because yun yung history ng mommy at daddy ko.
Dahil nasa dugo niya.
Nasa dugo na talaga eh. So every time we do the GAP
license, kita mo.
elevated yung cholesterol. Ever since
Oh.
So that's why 10 years ago, nung ginagawa ko na yun, kalilipat ko lang na Hinebra yun. That was 2013. Pinapa-maintenance na ako ng doctor. Teka muna. Maintenance naman. Ano yun? Anong pwede kong gawin? So, nutritionist ako.
Yeah.
Binawasan ko yung, actually, yung pork talaga at saka yung beef. Yung beef naman, sabi ng nutritionist ko, because of my excessive workout,
Kailangan.
once or twice a month, or once a week, pwede kang, kasi ayoko masyado nung, yung protein shake, kasi, kakapimple lang. Sama naman itsura natin. No? So yun yung diet ko until now. But during my treatment, hindi ako pinayagan. I have to eat everything.
Talaga?
Kasi pag chemo kasi, tatanggalin ng bad cells at the good cells. You have to replenish it with everything. Sleep and eat.
So, tumodo ka. Nga, tinanong ko sa iyo. Sabi mo, hindi, lahat pwede ko kain.
Tutuwa ako pag may lechon ngayon. Kain na nakain. So, but now, after that, siguro binigyan ko pa ng mga, siguro a month or 2 bago ko bumalik doon sa dating routine ko na eat na fish, chicken, and ano lang talaga, brown rice lang talaga ako. Red rice or brown rice lang talaga ako.
Correct.
But of course, siyempre may mga times na wala namang brown rice sa mga restaurants, out of town games.
Tapos ng golf.
Tapos ng golf, puti. Out of town games, diba, wala naman. So, okay lang yun. Basta
if you break it from time to time, it's not nothing.
And also, I don't really eat fast food. Kahit before pa, very na lang, but emergency.
Yes.
Na talagang gutom na gutom ako.
Madalang.
Drive-thru lang ako. Yun lang. But yun yung yun yung routine ko. And then after that, sa gabi, yun nga, ganun ulit. Yun yung routine ko. And the next day, even without practice, coach, I make sure that I do something. So I play golf. If I don't practice, I walk.
So at least you do something, may galaw, movement.
May galaw, yeah.
So we've heard that over and over again with all our guests. The combination of sleep, nutrition, and movement is very, very important. I think that was instrumental in LA's recovery. So as we close our podcast, we will always end with what are the 3 lessons that you learn from all this adversity that you can share with our audience that they can learn from. Ano yung natutunan mo?
Well, number 1, again, as I've said earlier, it's really the faith. It's katulad nga ng isang brother na nagsabi sa akin, the word faith, there's a capital and there's a small letter faith. The capital is really, the capital F stands for faith in God, diba? And the small f is just, the faith in yourself, faith in your family, faith in your friends and your loved ones, and lahat yan, yun na yun. Faith in whatever things you're doing, even in corporate, diba? Siyempre, lahat tayo, may mga nagiging problema rin kahit naman sa corporate, diba? Lahat naman nangyayari. Number 2 for me is, don't take anything for granted. Number 2 for me is that one. Don't take anything for granted, whether you're in sport, whether in your business or any professional type. Kasi you never know what's gonna happen. You never know kung kailan kukunin sa inyo yan, di ba?
So what are you saying? You always give your best.
You always give your best. You always anong tawag dito, you always
Appreciate more or savor mo yung mga, or
you always appreciate, and you always appreciate everything kung ano nandyan, 'di ba? Let's be contented kung ano meron tayo dyan, 'di ba? And kung ano ang meron dyan, kumbaga, well, as for me, for example, in sport, kung ano meron dyan, you take advantage, make the most out of it, 'di ba? Just like personally, coach, in my career, just to give you an idea also, this part of my career is, alam niyo naman, I'm already 40.
40 years old.
Oo, so, may times kasi minsan, di ba, as a player, na hindi mo matatanggap na, you're not playing anymore.
Limited
pero
minutes.
Feeling mo, limited minutes, pero feeling mo, feeling mo nakakaya mo pa, nakakalaro pa. No. In my point of career right now, even though I'm not playing, I always make sure that I will do my best in practice. I'm not gonna take anything for granted in practice porque hindi naman ako ginagamit na bakit pa ako mag-go hard. Yes, diba? The fact that you're here, the fact that you're part of the team, the fact that you have a contract, it's your job, you have to make the most out of it. Kasi may kukuha at may kukuha. Meron may gusto niyan.
Correct.
May ibang tao may gusto niyan na pwede naman ibigay pero nandiyan ka pa. Diba? Yun yung sinasabi ko na don't take anything for
granted. There are 180 players out of 100 million Filipinos or 180 PBA.
Diba? So, yun yung pangalawang gusto kong sabihin. And siguro ang pangatlo, ang pangatlo is make sure to, sabi ko kanina, make sure to appreciate everything that you have right now. Appreciate your family, your children, your wife, your friends, 'di ba? So kasi in the end talaga like ko sinasabi sa mga kayo parang dami niyo reklamo sa buhay, parang bakit na ba parang tayo nang magreklamo kung ano lang meron diyan. Yun ang gawa natin ng paraan. Anong problema, gawa natin ng solution. Everything has a solution. Ang masama, pag wala ng solution, ibig sabihin, wala ka na dito sa mundo. Diba? Wala naman yun eh. So, appreciate everything. Kung ano nandyan, appreciate tayo.
I think in today's day and age, especially sa younger audience natin, napakalaking bagay yung huwag na masyado mareklamo. Diba?
Babanggitin ko pa lang yun eh. Kanahan mo ako.
Kasi ang daming pwedeng ireklamo eh.
Dami talaga.
Pag gusto mo talaga, pag hinanap mo, ang dami mo pwedeng ireklamo.
Oo eh. Kasi, coach, sa totoo lang, reklamo. Pero in the end naman, ano naman eh, na, kumbaga, compensate ka naman. Diba? The fact that kinuha ka ng boss mo or kinuha ka ng katrabaho mo, ibig sabihin, gusto ka talaga nila.
Value ka.
Diba? So, what if yung lilipatan mo, dahil ayaw mo na, dahil naboboard ka dito, di sa lilipatan mo, hindi ka value. Diba?
Mas masahol.
Oh, yeah. So, you really have to appreciate things na talaga kung ano nandyan. Especially also, to the younger aspiring basketball players also that I, sinasabi ngayon kasi, ang labanan kasi, it's really highest bidder all the time.
Yes.
That was the lesson, that's the lesson that I've learned all throughout my career with Tito Arben, Mr. Arben Santos, na sinasabi niya sa akin na, yes, we need to be compensated, diba, properly. Pero never that you're gonna ask for more. Why? Because if you ask for more, they will ask for more. They will ask more.
Expect more
from you. So might as well that don't ask for more. Kung ano man ang kailangan mo, don't ask for it. Just show them na you're capable.
Sinasabi palagi nga ni Arben yan. Don't ask for more, pakita mo your worth. Sila na po sa bibigay sa'yo.
That's why, I'll be open. Total, naman ako. Open tayo dito sa podcast na to. I never ask anything with my contract and everything. Whatever it is, pirma agad. Because I know that hindi naman ako maagrabyado. As long as I have contract, then I'll show that I'm worth. Ganun lang. And true enough, until now. I'm still playing. 40, I still have contract.
Ilang years
meron pa ako hanggang 2026. So, Diba? Kasi I never ask. I'm always
What a
there.
powerful lesson. What
Diba?
a powerful
So,
lesson for today's player.
Diba?
Diba?
Ay, yun eh.
Powerful
Kasi when you ask, and then, hindi ganun yung expect na laro sa'yo. Marami kang maririnig. And then, tendency is, diba, ma-discourage ka. Diba? So, sana lang. But of course, iba na labanan yun.
So the 3 lessons from LA Tenorio from adversity for everyone to get inspired with. Number 1, deep faith, capital F and small f. Number 2, don't take anything for granted. Appreciate everything you have and be grateful. And then number 3, huwag na tayo masyadong magreklamo because there are so many things that we can complain about, but there are, I think, even a lot more things that we can be thankful
for.
blessed with. Final question, LA, what is your superpower?
Oh, may superpower?
What is your superpower?
Ano superpower ko?
Yes, sir.
Wala naman.
Inisip mo sa lahat ng dumaan na pagdaanan mo na and
My superpower, well, it's really, it's really my faith. Yun talaga yung superpower ko. It's really my faith. Hindi nyo ako makakausap ngayon dito, coach, if not because of my faith. Even siguro kahit hindi ako nagkasakit. Even
yun pa rin
yun ang sasabihin ko kasi everything what happened to my career, it's because of, my faith.
And I think that faith has allowed you to become the Iron Man. I mean, one streak was broken because circumstance prevented him from playing his 745th game in succession. But ironically, when the streak was broken, we saw an even better version of the Iron Man. The streak is important, but in the grand scheme of things, ano ba naman yung streak compared to what we have today? Again, something na pwede mong ireklamo. Ireklamo mo pa ba yan?
Ireklamo pa ba yun? Diba?
Nakalaro ka na ng 744 games na diretso.
Pero pwede ako magreklamo, diba?
So, and I think I wanted to close on that note that I always say in my talks, a lot of times I open by saying 50% of success in life lies in showing up. Just being present puts you in a position to succeed. It's not a guarantee, but if you don't show up, then you have no chance. LA Tenorio for me is the perfect example. Every time, I think his faith and his ability to always show up. LA, that's why he's the Iron Man. He has always shown up, regardless, whatever the situation is, you can rely on LA to show up. And I think that presence has allowed him to be where he is today, to become who he is today. So very thankful from my end, from an opportunity to coach him, and more importantly, to call him a friend and golf buddy.
Golf buddy.
Pero hindi pa rin kita bibigyan ng plus. Wala pa rin plus dito.
Pero hindi talaga matatalo si coach. Mahirap talo ni single handicap.
Uy, huwag mo pagsasabihin.
Ay, hindi, pumapangit na pala laro niya.
So, grabe, ang bilis ng takbo ng oras. I hope you were able to get your regular fix of inspiration and motivation from someone who has really been in the arena, a man who has been in the arena, Luis Alfred L.A. Tenorio. Maraming salamat.